Everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. So for today's video, I'm sitting down and showing you guys my updated makeup routine using completely new products. I have purchased an obscene amount of makeup. I'm looking at it all spread out. I need to stop. I have a problem. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a review of the products that I purchased recently, an updated makeup routine, tell you guys which ones I think are worth it and which ones I think are not. I have the Jaclyn Hill powder. I have the Blendiful. Before we get into the video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every single week. So yeah, without further ado, if you want to see all of the products I use to get this look right here, then just keep watching. Okay, so I think we should start with moisturizers. I've been using a few new products to prep my face. I have relatively dry combination skin. I get oily when I have makeup on, but I don't really get oily if I don't, if that makes sense. This is the product that TikTok made me buy. It is the Clinique ID Dramatically Different Moisturizing BB Gel. Depending on what kind of foundation I'm using that day, I'll use this or I won't. I have fake tan on right now, so my face is obviously a lot lighter than my chest, so I will use this just so you guys can really see how it works. This is a product I saw all over TikTok. Don't even get me started on TikTok, you guys. I've spent so many hours on that app, it's insane. You're supposed to buy a pump separately, but I did not want to, so what I do is I kind of pour some in the cap and I apply it. I first applied it with my fingers, but it got so dark on me, so now I apply it with a brush and it works way better. This is the brush I use to apply it. It's the Sigma Bake Kabuki F89. I'm gonna do one half of my face so we can really see if there's a difference. I don't use this, like I said, every day, but this is really good if you're going to the gym. When I was applying it with my fingers, I had posted it on my Instagram saying like, it's not worth it, don't buy it. And like, I don't find it necessarily 100% worth it. It definitely does not give you any coverage. It kind of just gives you like a little bit of color, and I don't find it makes you look orange. I'm relatively pale, like you can see I'm pretty dang pale. I feel like it takes a second to work. So I guess we'll just sit here. My thoughts are kind of conflicted on this. I like it for like no makeup days because it does give you like a little bit of a tint, but it's no coverage like whatsoever. Normally I'll apply a little bit of this hydrating primer. You know what, let's go ahead and put it. This is the hydrating primer from Fenty, and it scares me a little mixing with the last, you know, the Clinique moisturizer, but I really like it because it makes your makeup, I find, it doesn't like allow your makeup to get attached to like dry patches during the day, which is like a big problem, especially in the winter time. So now I move on to foundation, and I have always been the type of person to make a foundation concoction. I don't just ever use one foundation. Recently, I've been loving mixing the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer in the color Light 8N and the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation in the color 01 Creamy Vanilla. What's crazy is that I used to use the color 07. I don't know what kind of like tanning dysmorphia I had where I wanted to paint my face the darkest color possible. Like I can't even use half of my other foundations because for some reason I bought them in like colors that were way too dark. I'm just gonna use the top of like a cream that I have to make my little concoction. So I'm gonna take about 1.5 pumps of this tinted moisturizer, which is a really good tinted moisturizer, by the way. And then I'm going to take about not even a full pump of the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. And then I'm going to go in, I know this is a lot, I'm taking the NARS Tinted Glow Booster in the color Cemos, and I just add like one little squirt. Ew. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a Tati Beauty Blendiful. This thing has changed my life, you guys. I cannot do my makeup without it. I 100% think it's worth it. I have to be better about washing it. I'm so not good about washing my beauty blenders. I'm not good about washing like any of my things. But the good news is that you can flip it over and you have like a brand new fresh side. I think I might like cut this off. I'm sorry, Tati, I love you, and it's like a cute little ribbon, but if you cut it off, you have like two full sides. So I just take a little bit and apply it on my face. Can you even see that? It's weird to see like the proper color on my face. And I just go in with the Blendiful and blend it out all over. And sometimes I'll do like a tapping motion. Sometimes I pick it up with the Blendiful and kind of just drag it on my face. I don't like this for powder and I don't like this for concealer, but I love it for foundation and I love it for blending out cream contour and I love it for touching up my face throughout the day. Oh my god, I went a little face razor happy and decided to give myself a new hairline like 2 weeks ago, and you can see it's like growing back here. I love my face razor, you guys, like to get the peach fuzz off my face. Like it just makes your makeup apply so much smoother, and I will forever continue to do that like on my upper lip area and all of that. But I used it to give myself a new freaking hairline. Like, who do I think I am? As you guys know, I love wearing my hair like to the side, so it gave me like a really nice hairline that was like really straight, because I never had like a really straight hairline. However, it freaking like made me look like I was wearing a wig. I continue to still use like a lighter coverage foundation. Like some days I won't use any foundation at all. Sometimes I'll just use the tinted moisturizer, but overall it's like a lighter coverage of foundation. I don't go in as heavy with the foundation. For concealer, I have like my new holy grail concealer, you guys. Like, you need this concealer. It's the best concealer I've ever tried in my whole entire life. It is the Hourglass, what is this even called, Vanish concealer. I'm in the color Sepia, and this is just like the best full coverage concealer ever. Because I use a lighter coverage foundation, I like using a fuller coverage concealer, and I do mix it with my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Almond or Light Beige, because it makes it blend a little bit easier. Just really quickly, I want to talk about 2 other concealers that I tried and tested out and never really gave you guys an update on. The Jouer Essentials High Coverage Concealer Pen. I do like this. Sometimes I'll go in really just to brighten up the under eye, but the only thing is that the coverage on this is not necessarily that great. It's like a pretty thick concealer, but it blends out pretty sheer. So if you like that, I think that this would be a great concealer for you. Next is the Magic Away Liquid Concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. I really like this one as well, and sometimes I will mix this one. It's pretty high coverage. The only thing I don't like is how, like, why does she insist on doing a sponge on all of her products? It like just creates a whole mess. No one asked for it. No one wants it. Charlotte, please just stop putting sponges on everything. It gets so messy, I find. I apply this concealer like this, and I like a good amount of concealer. So I drag it all the way up there, and then I go in with my beauty blender. Okay, so I was making a trip down to Plattsburgh the other day to pick up a bag, because sometimes if I buy a bag like pre-loved, I will ship it to Plattsburgh and pick it up there. My car has been cursed. I have a C43, and I didn't know at the time that they were like cursed with flat tires. Like, because they're low profile tires, they just like pop all the time. So I was driving down the highway, like minding my own business with my best friend Nolan, and I freaking get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere. Like, nowhere. If you've ever driven from Montreal to Plattsburgh, there's like this, it's like farmland everywhere. This is a little PSA that if you get any car, probably in Montreal, that is prone to getting flat tires, look into tire protection. Right now I've had like probably 5 or 6 flat tires since I've had my car. I've had my car for exactly a year, and I've had that many flat tires, and I've had a rim replaced. Like, each time I get a flat tire at Mercedes, it costs around $600 Canadian to get it fixed. I bought tire and rim protection, and I've paid $0. Of course, I would get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere, but CAA man was so sweet and so nice. I was just talking away and didn't even tell you guys what I'm using. I'm using the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. This is my all-time favorite contour stick. I like it more than the Tom Ford contour. I like it more than any contour stick. The Nude Sticks contour, I like it more than that. And it's just really, really flippin' good. So you can't buy it in store in Canada, and they just put it back on the website. I thought it had been discontinued, and I was so sad, and as soon as I saw it on the website, I snatched it up. So now I'm going in with another side of my Blendiful, and I'm just going to blend everything. I realized for the longest time I was like over blending my contour or my eyeshadow to the point where like the product just like melted away and you can no longer see it, which defeats the purpose of like laying down a shadow, I would blend it until it like mixed completely with my foundation and just looked insane. I know what I forgot. I forgot to contour my lips. So I've been letting my lips dissolve naturally, and I've been enjoying like overlining them, which sometimes I will admit I overline them a little bit too much, but I don't know, I've been really enjoying that. I did get a little in my bottom lip just so that they would dissolve evenly and like my top lip wouldn't be bigger than my bottom lip, because I hate that look on me myself personally. So I don't want them to dissolve completely. I just kind of wanted them to settle down. If I watch my old videos, I literally want to punch myself in the face because they were so awful, but no one could tell me different. And that's just something, you guys, if you see someone and you don't like their filler and you think that they shouldn't have it, it's not your place to tell them they have a mirror. I just want you guys to know, if you ever, like 98% of you guys are 100% amazing. And like sometimes I'll post like just like the smallest portion of the shit that people send me online, and you guys are like, I don't know how you deal with it. I'm not gonna act like I'm the hardest person on the planet and it never affects me. It does sometimes. Sometimes I just have to disconnect from like reading comments or like DMs, because sometimes like people say the meanest things to me and it's crazy because like, were you raised by an animal? Talk to someone the way that you would want to be spoken to, and that's all. Like, I mean, that's what I was taught growing up, so I don't know about everyone else. Okay, so now it's time to set my face. This is my new favorite face powder. It is the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder in the color Translucent 1. This powder is magical, you guys. I go in and I just press it where I want to set things, and it just completely blurs it out, completely makes your skin look flawless. At first I didn't love it because I wasn't like using it properly. Like, this really needs to be pushed into your skin, in my opinion. This is a really expensive powder, you guys, but just for reference, this powder has 30 grams and this, oh my god, it has 13 grams. You get so much product in it, and honestly I like this one better. I know they're both ridiculously expensive, but I do want to talk about this powder for a second. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is my second one. I love this stuff like to death. Can't live without it. My go-to powder, favorite powder. If I had to have one powder, it would be this one. It's on sale for $6.99 at the drugstore. Crazy, I know, but honestly, best powder in the freaking world. I know my makeup routine is ridiculous and it's long and there's a lot of products. So next I go in with this product right here, which is the Bare Minerals Concealer powder in the color Well Rested. This is really good if you have dark under eyes, dark circles. It is a concealer, powder concealer, but it is so brightening. Powder just looks like this, and I just pick up the tiniest bit on my beauty blender and put it in the inner corner of my eyes, and it brightens my under eye up so much. I don't know if you can tell a difference on camera, and I like putting this on top of the Chanel powder because I feel like if I don't, sometimes it can like cling on to wetter parts and just look a little bit different. And even my boyfriend noticed the difference when I didn't use this powder. The one day I didn't use this powder, he's like, your under eyes, they don't look as like bright. And I was like, okay then. So now I'm gonna go in and just take some of this Maybelline powder. I always set my face before I bake because I just find it is way more flawless, and this is a really light powder, you guys. So I mostly use this to brighten. What I like about this is this powder almost feels like creamy. I hate powders that are too finely milled, and kind of like the Makeup Forever HD powder. Like, I freaking hate that powder. I'm gonna take whatever is left and put it on my smile lines. Before I get questions about these necklaces, both of them are from CNC. I will leave them linked down below. This is the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend necklace, which I have been loving, and this is the astrological necklace, which is actually on sale for $24 this week. It's the deal of the week. Okay, so for brows, I have 3 new products I've been testing out recently. This first is the Hourglass Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil in the color Soft Brunette. The next is the Color Pop Pencil in the color Brunette. And then this is the Precisely My Brow Pencil in the color 4. Out of all of them, this is my favorite, the Color Pop, which is crazy because it's like 1/10 of the price. I do like this one. The only thing is I think the color I got is not dark enough. So what I'll do is I go in with this Color Pop pencil. I haven't gotten my Botox done in a really long time. And when I got my Botox done, I had like a little mini brow lift. But it's gone. Like, I have no brow lift here. So I'm going to try to fake a brow lift with my eye pencil, which is my favorite tip to do. So don't pull on your eye, because then you'll be like, yeah, it looks great, and then you'll let it go and it's like extra low. I start with the tail, the tip end, and I just do like little strokes, and I make it go higher than where my brow naturally wants to go. And sometimes you'll have to like pluck or shave off a little bit extra if you want to do this technique. So once I do that, I'll kind of go in and draw a line, faint line underneath, just to make it look really clean cut. I hate when my brows look bushy. I like when they look like flawless and smooth, like just from trial and error. But do whatever makes you happy. If you like a bushier brow, do that. Whatever tickles your pickle, okay? I hate myself for saying that. So now I'm going to go in with a lighter color. If you wanted, you can just get a lighter color in this one. I honestly would recommend skipping on this one, getting a lighter color in this one. And I just go in and do the same thing to the top. But I like using a little bit of a lighter color so it doesn't look as intense. And then for the front, I'll go in with the lighter color and just draw like little hairs. I'm going to go ahead and do this eye, which always gives me the hardest time. This brow like has a mind of its own, and then I'll be back hopefully with semi-symmetrical brow. Alright, so this is as good as it's going to get. I have nightmares about this brow. There's no fixing it. So now let's get on to eyes. I've been doing my eyes quite different than how I have in the past, which is crazy because I've been doing my eyes the same way for like the past 500 years. I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Luxury Palette, but if I'm being honest, I only really like it for this color, which is the smoke color, because it's like a mauvey pink. Another palette I've been loving is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye palette, but only for this color right here. So any similar color will do. So you don't have to go in and buy this whole palette, honestly, because I only use this color. What I do is I pick up that color. This is a Morphe M433 brush. I don't have a code, but I'm sure you can find one. And I really focus it on the outer corner. I want to make my eye look longer, like give that Kendall Jenner effect, kind of just smoke it out. I just want to remind you guys, like, I'm not a makeup artist. This is just what I really like doing. And again, like I said with my contour, I find it better when I don't overblend it. The one thing I have to say about these shadows from Charlotte Tilbury is that they blend like a dream. I love them. The difference between what I do now and what I used to do is I used to make it really dark right up into this inner corner. I don't do that as much anymore, again, depending what look I'm going for, but I'll take like a cleaner brush. Brushes are never clean, but one that I didn't just use, like who knows what is on this brush, and I just blend that kind of out so there is like no harsh line, but the majority of the color is on the outside. This next product I'm going to show you guys is not an option for you. It's mandatory. You need to get it. I've never tried anything like it, and it goes really well with the color I just showed you. It's from Surat, God knows, Beauty. It's the lid lacquer in the color Hadaka. I got this at a Nordstrom in Toronto. So Montreal is way behind the times. I have not seen this anywhere here. The prettiest lid color. So I pick some up on my finger and I just, can you see that? I place it and smudge it on my lid. Now this is a little bit creamy. It is a little bit greasy. I don't know how this would react if you had greasy eyelids. You most definitely can and should set this product, but I like living on the edge and I just love how it looks on its own, so I don't like setting it. They have other colors too, but this one just caught my eye. It is so freaking pretty. I will of course leave this along with everything else I use link down below. This is like the eye look that I've been doing, that you guys have been asking for. It is that simple, that easy. Eyeliner is so important, you guys. Like, I cannot go a day without eyeliner. It completely changes my eye shape, my eye look, and it just is the best. So for that, I'm using Marc Jacobs Brown Out eyeliner, but I just don't go on and apply it because I don't like how that looks. I either use the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner brush, which is like the weirdest eyeliner brush, but I'll get back to it in just a sec, or I use an actual like looking eyeliner brush, and I'll go in and I'll pick some up and I'll follow like kind of to the outer edge of my brow. Like I said, I like creating that cat eye effect, and then I bring it back like that and connect it to the outer side of my eye. The outer side, is that the right term? I don't know. Pick up a little bit more, make sure it's not like overflowing, and I'll go do the inner corner of my eye like this. This is also a really important part to make your eye look longer. This, if you want the like cat eye, long Kendall Jenner eye look, you want to bring it out a little bit into your inner corner. And I find doing that with this kind of brush so much easier. Another thing sometimes I'll do, depending on the look I want, I'll pick some up on this brush right here, which is the weirdest eyeliner brush I was telling you about before. You can see like that. What this brush is really good for is smudging out eyeliner. If you want to do a smudgy look. If I want like a sharp edge, I'll just take my fingernail, run along it, and it like sharpens it up. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put my brow gel on. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this Glossier brow gel. The moment you've all been waiting for. This is the mascara trick that I have been using recently that has changed the game. The first is this Marc Jacobs primer. You only want to put this at the outer corner and at the bottom of your eyelashes. The next is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara, but you want to make sure it's like dry, or it's not like super wet. If it's super wet, it won't work. What you want to do is like just literally take it when you first get it, sit it like this, and let it dry out a little bit. You don't want it too dry. This is in the color Black Brown. And then just to go over the top, I use the Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara. This is not necessary. It's just because I have it and I love it and want to use it. So, do I curl my lashes first? Depends on the day. Today, I guess we should curl them first because we're going all out. So now we just take a little bit of this, and then we take this mascara, the Lash Paradise, and we apply it starting in the outer corner. You want to be patient because you will have to go in and like do a few coats of this. And you don't want to rush this process, because when you rush this process, that's when it gets all clumpy and ugly. And then you slowly start to make your way into the inner corner, but you only want to do like kind of like one good coat on the inner corner, and then you want to focus the rest on the outside. And I go on top, do the top to get the really like elongated look, and then yep, that looks good. Before we go in and like tightline our upper eye, we're gonna do the bottom. I wipe away my bake everywhere except my nose. All right, for under my eye, I'm gonna go in with the same color on the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner brush. You have to be patient because this isn't a fluffy brush. I kind of go along my lash line, but again, I really focus on the outer part of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going in with like a little bit of a bigger brush. It's like the same brush, just bigger. I'm picking up the same color and I'm lightly going to blend that and smudge it out. And this is optional, this part, but I'm going to go in with the same eyeliner I use on the top and just put it on my upper waterline. I've been obsessed with the show Love is Blind. The finale is out right now. I haven't watched it yet because I'm waiting for my boyfriend because he's obsessed with it too. But ooh, who's your favorite couple? Mine is Lauren and Cameron, and I asked this on my Instagram last night and you guys agreed. And I don't watch dating shows. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch anything like that. So for me to like, maybe I should if I enjoyed it this much. I'm gonna go in with my favorite bronzer. It hasn't changed. It is still the Hoola mixed with Hoola Caramel. And this is a Morphe M527 brush. I was thinking about this yesterday. I literally could not put bronzer on without this brush. And I start at the outer corner. I've noticed since I've switched to a lighter foundation that my foundation lasts better throughout the day. Because when it moves, it doesn't like look like such a mess, if you know what I mean. Because my skin was like so white under it before. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about two things I wanted to talk about for the eyes. Oof. I don't know if I should put it on or save it. Anyways, I'll tell you guys now. They're the Super Shock Shadow in the color A Little Quirky and Mighty Morphin. A Little Quirky is like a deeper gold, and on your eye, it kind of just leaves like the faintest little bit of sparkle. It kind of feels like it's oil-based with like sparkles running through it. Camera cut out, and I don't know if I got this on camera, but I just put on some ColourPop Between the Sheets Super Shock Shadow Blush. I like putting a little bit more on, so it might look a little bit intense because I find blush fades so quickly throughout the day. For lips, I have been absolutely loving this lip liner. It's the Marc Jacobs lip liner in the color Nudist. So I kind of just go over the contour that I had on and like acts like a lip liner. Oh my god, my lips are so dry. I'm so sorry you had to look at that entire time. I'm probably going to be editing this wanting to kick myself in the head. Then I'm going in with the Fenty Gloss in Glass Slipper. I love this gloss. Then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this NARS lipstick in Belle de Jour. Now I'm in a little bit of a predicament right now because I want to show you guys my absolute favorite cream highlighter right now. And then I also want to show you guys the difference between the Jaclyn Hill kind of face highlight and the Lancome Absolute Radiant Smoothing Powder because I have some thoughts. Jaclyn Hill has talked about this powder for the longest time. It's the Lancome Radiant Smoothing Powder, but you can't get it in Canada. Nolan, an angel sent from heaven, got it for me when he was in New York City, and I think Jaclyn was really modeling her powder after this. So this is the Luminous Powder in Do Me, and then this is the, like I said, the Ultra Luminous Radiant Smoothing Powder in Absolute Pêche. So I'm going to do one side of my face with this Jaclyn powder and one side with this powder. I'm going to start with this powder because this moment I put this on, like, it literally blew my mind. And the Jaclyn powder I kind of felt did nothing. So I'm going to pick a little bit up. This is a Morphe M501. And I'm just going to put this on here. And I'm applying this a little bit more front because it's not too highlighty, but it also is very smoothing. So I don't know if you can see that right there. It's just it makes you look absolutely flawless. Like, it takes away all of your pores. So now we're going to go on to this Jaclyn powder, which I honestly, like, if I just compare them, they look pretty similar. The Lancome powder is a little bit lighter. Do you see anything? I think the main difference for me is that I love how flawless this makes my skin look. I feel like this one's just like nothing special. So if you have the opportunity to get the Lancome powder, I 100% would. This, I feel like, is just more of like a highlight, like a subtle highlight. I would not set my whole face with this at all, like ever in a million years. But this is what I really want to talk to you guys about. It is the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. Changed my heckin' life. I'm just going to take a little bit. Okay, well, I'm just going to take a little bit, and I just take it and... Ooh. That's a lot. Blend it out. It is the prettiest highlight. I'm not normally a highlight person, but I cannot do my makeup without putting this on. And then I always take this down the bridge of my nose with the tip of my blender, which, by the way, these are from Amazon. Then I'll put it on the top of my lip, and then I'll also dab it, whatever's left, on my forehead. And that, 95 million years later, is my updated, like, go-to filming makeup routine. The one product I do really want to talk about, and I'll just add a little bit on even though I don't need it, it's this Artist Couture gloss in the shade Uncensored 2.0. It is like a thick, kind of like lip glossy lipstick. You don't need to put lipstick on with this, or at least I don't. It's the perfect nude color. It makes your lips super shiny. Like I said, it has a lot of pigment in it, and I honestly just think it's quite perfect. Alright, you guys, so that is my updated makeup routine. A little bit of a review of all of the new products I've been loving. It's basically like a full face of new makeup. Every single thing I use will be linked down below. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single week. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys back here next time. I just want to show you guys my skin up close because I don't have a filter on this. I never use filters on my video, and this combination